What? Right. Huh. Hey, PC. Yeah, apparently we can't even watch a thing that. Which, by the way, the thing I was watching, that was actually a YouTube video, and that's still uploaded. But apparently we can't even watch that. So, but hey. Hold on, just sharing this thing around. What's new? What do you mean, what's new? Dude, you were literally in the last stream. Let's just all make a humming sound. Why would that matter? What are you stamping your feet for, missus? Hmm? Yeah, you. Hey, Michelle. There's no reason for anything. Fire off, you know. If you want to get really deep and existential about it, you know, everything is meaningless. Life is pointless. Existence is futile. So, So is hopelessness. Well, no, so is technically hope. I mean, if existence is futile, then everything is. You know, meaning, you know. Actually, to be fair, that didn't get DMCA'd, because if it had, that last one wasn't DMCA'd. If that was DMCA'd, I wouldn't be doing this live stream now. All it did was, you know, the only thing it did was take away, remove the sound, which is just kind of, you know, which is equally kind of, you know. Yeah. So, you know, so I don't know why, but hey, Chrissy. No, it was probably the whole film. I don't know, it was a piece of music. It was the whole film. No, trust me, it was, you know, is a, what are rights and what are privileges? Jesus Christ, we have to have a serious fucking conversation. Well, I mean, in the general context in the context of general usage of the words, rights are things that are legally granted by an authority, power, or government. Privileges, you know, are usually referring to things that are not granted, but are, you know, just a consequence of suicide. Actually, suicide isn't a right. There's nowhere that says you have the right. There's nowhere written that says you have the right to kill yourself. I don't even know countries that does that it is. Yeah, but believing in something doesn't make it a right. Well, technically, it's not suicide that's illegal. Attempting to kill yourself is illegal. Funny story. Many years ago, many years ago, we're talking long time ago in Scotland. If you were caught trying to kill yourself, the punishment was death. Well, I mean, again, if you wanted, I mean, I'm not really, you know, bothered about, you know, if someone wants to refer to something as a what, you know, I mean, when you're talking about rights, you should really stick to it in the framework of what is. It's like when we talk about, you know, what's the most common usage is when people bang on about freedom of speech on the internet. Now, what they're referring to is they should have the right to say, but you know, to say it's, you know, they shouldn't be banned for simply having an opinion. But of course, from a standpoint of a legal right, is that says nothing. Is that you know, the legal right of freedom of speech is not applicable in that context of the internet, because the internet counts as private property. Yeah. Naji, where does it say? Where does it say in any constitution or document that you have the right to control your body? Yeah, I mean, if people self-harm, you get that's deemed that you know, if you self-harm, you're deemed to be mentally the right. Yeah, where yeah, the right to buy. Yeah, I can look that up. I'm saying, where does it say it? Because if I was to self-harm, that would be grounds for me to be sectioned. I'm asking where, I'm asking where you have the. Maybe it's not. Well, look it up. I said just look it up. I say if we're talking about rights, then really you should stick to it in the context of what you have, what legal rights you have. Yeah. I understand that, Michelle. It's a touchy subject for Mo. Yeah. See, something to that ilk. See, that's not. Yeah, I know that, but we don't. The fact is, you don't have the right to die. Yeah, but that's the thing. That's what we're saying, lol. If you have the, if you have the, but the fact is, if you've only ever harmed yourself, then the assumption that you would therefore be a harm to others. The fact is, then you don't have autonomy, complete autonomy, because if you self-harm, then you're deemed to be, harming yourself is grounds for you to be deemed to be a potential harm to others. Life and liberty is not in the Constitution, though, is it? That's in the deck. That's in something else. Also, I don't consider the right to life to be. I mean, that's something that should be a bare basic minimum. Yeah. Should anyone be able to euthanize themselves at any time? No. I know, but that's my point, lol. I mean, I'm not arguing that, it's just that the argument is that you have the right to self-autonomy. You have the right to control yourself. And the fact is, if there's things that you can't do to yourself, because that would mean that you are now, you can now be, legally, you can be sectioned and put away, then you clearly don't. Yeah. That wasn't, I wasn't making the argument, God, look at this, a fucking actual, look, see, Michelle, see what you've done here? You've started an actual conversation. Hope you're fucking proud, Yeah, but you see this is the thing. I mean, see, this is the thing. Part of the sort of like, right. This is the thing that people determine. See, the problem is with freedom is that people is that freedom is something that is, is defined differently in each country. I mean, some people, and in places like America, freedom is defined as, yes, you have the right to, eat whatever crap you want, and you have the right to drink a 64-ounce soda if you want. It's not and anything that stops that, Let's ignore. Can suicide be a sensible approach? Well, it is if you want to kill yourself. I mean, I mean, that's not for you to say, is it, Naji? I mean, so, you know, it's not for you to. I mean, here's the thing I hate. I mean, you know, when people, when dealing with, you know, if you're suicidal, who am I to tell you wrong? Yeah. You can't tell someone how you feel, but what you can do is talk to them in a way where you say, look, you know, here's certain approaches to suicide that I don't like. I don't like whenever I'm talking to someone who's suicidal. You know, I don't like this idea when people say suicide is never an option. Right? Never say that to someone who's suicidal, because don't ever say that to someone. You know, because of course it's always an option, and if you start restricting, you know, the point is that the reason someone's in that position usually is because they feel trapped and they feel restricted. And if you're now taking away the one thing they look at, then all you're going to do is put them in an even more cornered state of mind. So don't take that. Don't say it's never an option. You know, be realistic. Yes. See, I'm not against the idea that suicide is necessary. Suicide is necessarily not cowardice. Well, I mean, it's you know, if the option is carry on living or kill yourself, then the easier option seems to be to kill yourself. So you can say if you're not going to say it's cowardice, you could certainly say it's the least. It's the easiest of the two. Right. Another one people say, like when people talk about, think about how everyone else is going to feel when you kill. Think about how your friends and family are going to kill. No, fuck your friends and family. What? So you should stay alive. You know, so you should carry on living, and you know, despite the fact that you're miserable, just for the sake of everyone else. Right? What a terrible that's a terrible idea to put into someone's head, that they should, you know, they should carry on living their life. They should carry on purely for the idea, purely for the comfort of everyone else. You know, it's you know. Well, no, that's again, lol. That's not nothing. That's wrong, lol. It's not. You can't blame someone's friends. Look, I've been suicidal and tried to kill myself. It was not the fault of my friends and family. You know. So that's you can't blame. You can't. At the end of the day, you can't change any of that. You know. Yeah, you got to have bollocks to pull a trigger, but once the trigger's pulled, that's it. That's it, Jay. Isn't it? You know. Yeah, but I mean, all you can do from my perspective is I can sit here and say, look, I've been rock bottom. I've been in your position. I've been where you are right now. The fact that, you know, if someone calls you up and tells you they're suicidal, the fact that they're calling you is enough that they want an excuse. They want you to tell them. They want you to give them a fucking reason, right? But every single person, the reason's going to be different, you know. It's not that it might not work. I think it's the wrong attitude, because what you're saying is that someone should stay alive. I don't think you know, for example, Shadow, I think that your life should mean whatever you want it to mean. And I don't think you should continue to live. If every day of your life you were miserable and depressed and sad and you couldn't find anything and you just wanted to check out, but the only thing that was keeping you alive was the fact that if you killed yourself, there would be people who would be upset about that. I don't think that's a good enough reason for you to carry on living your life in misery. Because if someone said to me, because if my friend came to me and said, I'm miserable. I can't think of anything. I just want to check out. If I can't think of a reason for them to fucking stay in the game other than, well, I'll be upset. Yeah, but I have to live every day of my life. Am I going to fucking spend every day of my life with them? The fact is, you should be able to, the reason for someone's existence should not be everyone else's convenience. Because if you truly understand what it's like to be in a suicidal or a depressed state of mind, then you should also understand that, I'd rather that person's suffering is over now. So yeah, it's I'm gonna miss them, but you know what, yeah. I know some people don't. Well, the thing is, Michelle, is that we'll never know, will we? Okay, Chrissy, you take care. But the thing is, Michelle, it's like people who kill themselves will never know. I mean, this is why I always say to people, when people say, "How do you get through depression?" Or how do you get through? I mean, I always say to them, just keep breathing, because that's because it will pass. But also remember that once it's passed, it will come back. Cheers, Mike. Yeah. Does it always pass though? Yeah. Well, it always has done before. Nothing lasts forever. Right? It's just that some people don't have the foresight. Some people. Generally, it's down to how an individual, sort of like, how far ahead someone's able to quantify their time. Yeah. Yes, but how do you know? Yeah, but if you kill yourself, fine off, you'll never know whether it would pass or not. But I mean, no matter what state you're in, I mean, I'll give you. I was in when I was coming back from Bristol. I had to stop off at Leicester, and I went out to the train station to have a cigarette. And whilst I'm having a cigarette, this guy just came up to me, and I thought he was homeless. He just came up to me, and he was just like, oh, cheers, Mike. Yeah. He just came up to me, and he was like sort of shaking, and his name was Kevin, and he was just, and I was like, you're right, mate. I was like, and I thought he was homeless and going to ask for a few quid, and he wasn't. He was just this guy. He was really down. He said it was his son's birthday, and he showed me like a picture of his son or of his kid, and I don't know what, I don't know what his state, what his circumstances were, but all he wanted was someone to talk to, and he just happened to fucking focus in on me. Thought this guy looks like he's in a worse fucking state than me, and I just stood there for 10 minutes and had a conversation with him, and just sort of told him, saying, "Look, I've been in the position you're in. You can get out of it. You're gonna have people. You're gonna have people fucking. You're gonna have obstacles chucked up at you. You can either, but you can get out of it if it's gonna be hard work. I just had a little chat with him, gave him an hug, and then I went and got my train. Now I don't know what happened to him. I assume I'll probably never see him ever again. But okay, drinking and drugs will not help suicide, Jay. Drinking, if anything, will just exacerbate the situation. Yeah. That's right, mate. That's one of my favourite videos. I remember the week I made that. But by the end of the week, I had, I made, I had received like over 300 PMs from like random people who watched that video. Who No, I don't. No one knows any situations, mate. Yeah, but I don't. But again, I don't. I don't necessarily believe that anything can be fucked up beyond repair. I mean, give an example of something being fucked up beyond repair, other than your own. Someone being in a position, other than you personally feeling that way, because whatever situations. Okay, well, Jeffrey Epstein's an extreme case. I mean, but then, is anyone sad Jeffrey Epstein's dead? No, No. All right, then. Yeah, well, I suffer from I have depression and anxiety, mate. So I know that. I also had I also had drug addiction. Yeah. Yeah, but because you can't make it, but you're saying never make ends meet. I mean, just because you can't make ends meet now, I barely make ends meet, mate. I mean, yeah, I mean, I live from, I live week by week, sometimes day by day. No, no, I haven't. I haven't had a video. I haven't done a video. I haven't done a video. I haven't done a video where I draw anything yet. Why doesn't it let me send that? I don't know, Mike. Mike, if you want to send me money, use me PayPal. You don't have to. The super chat's all well and good, but they take. I have to wait a month till I get that. Cheers, Mike. See, we're having a nice, serious conversation about something, and then you go and ruin it, don't you? This thing's still going. Yes. Well, actually, no. This is the third time I've had to start one. But obviously, it's still going. If it was, you wouldn't be here, would you? Even if it was, it's only been about 4 hours. See, this is why I want to do that fucking. This is why I want to do. This is why I want to do that monstrously long live stream. Longest solo live stream ever, because you young'uns need to fucking be reminded of what an actual fucking live stream is. You've been conditioned to think that 4 or 5 hours is a long live stream. That's why people come into mine after 5, 6 hours and go, "Oh my god, you're still going." I'm like, yes. Can you get rid of this wrench? Why? I mean, I'm happy to take it off if you want, but To be fair, it's not. It doesn't really come with any responsibilities. There you go. Dude, some kind of status. It doesn't give you any kind of status. Yeah. How often? How often do I kick people out of this room? How often does that actually happen? And most people who get kicked out of this room, I kick them out. You don't have to sign up, but I've got the same PayPal I've had. I've got the same PayPal that I've had for years. I haven't had to sign up. There was that annoying wanker a few streams back. You got to have to really narrow it down, lol, because that could be literally anyone, including most people in this room. I don't have a high bar at all. I have one standard and one rule for getting kicked out, and I apply it across the board. I didn't kick PCMO out. He might have been timed out. What's the rule? The rule is you can say and express literally anything you fucking want. I don't care what it is. The rule is if you start being unnecessarily abusive or rude to people and myself, then you'll get kicked out. But you can, other than that, you can come in and say, literally anything you want. Yeah, or you just, yeah, if you come in and just and post, that's fine, Michelle. I mean, each stream has its different rules. I mean, but like I said, my rule is you can come in here and you can say, you can express any opinion, no matter how abhorrent or vile or disgusting or despicable I find it to be, as long as you just, that's all you do. But if you express that opinion and do it whilst being an abusive, antagonistic prick, then you're out. I don't know what that word means. Are you sure it's PayPal emailing you? Because you'll get a lot. I get a lot of emails from the Croatian revolutionary movement. I know nothing about it. Ask me about something I give a shit about. I don't have a clue what that means. Right. Well. Here's a question. Here's a question. Alex, what do you think my opinion is of a fascist movement who allied with Hitler? What do you need me to answer that question? Right. Do you honestly need me to fucking you honestly think that you know, do you honestly think there's going to be some grey area where you know where there's certain collaborators with Hitler that I'm okay with? It doesn't matter whether they're slightly different from Hitler. I don't care whether they were Muslim or some were I couldn't give a fucking. I wipe a monkey's ass with whether they were. I couldn't give a shit. You know? It's not, you know, allying with Hitler is going to be a bit of a mark on your. Being Muslim doesn't make it any fucking better, you know. You know, like most examples of Muslims that get brought up that did ally or supported Hitler, it's actually more to do with it's not to do with their support necessarily of Hitler. It's to do with the fact that Hitler hated the Jews too. You know, it's like with fucking what's his name? What's that nutter's name? Louis Farrakhan. You know, I mean, there's a you know, I mean, he actually, I mean, Louis Farrakhan has praised Hitler not because Hitler would have given two fucking shits about Farrakhan, but mainly because he hated the Jews. He hates the Jews as much as them. You know, and you have to really hate the Jews to be a black. I mean, you know, to be a black man to start praising Hitler. Yeah. No, but they loved Hitler because they probably agreed with Hitler in you know. I mean, they probably agreed with Hitler or shared his similar politics, which is one thing they can they one reason a lot of these people do sometimes align with each other. But it's but hatred can make for strange bedfellows. You can make the case. You can try and make the case for people allying with Hitler. I just don't. Yeah, but it still doesn't butter my parsnips. You're not making a case there for anyone because you're not making a case for that. Fight off. You're coming up with a hypothetical. I don't know, Alex. Why don't you go? You have to go ask some French fascists for that one. I don't even know that that's true. Well, don't think of one. Fucking look them up. I mean, the main problem with the main problem with Hitler was not. You got to understand this. The problem with Hitler was not really, and this it was not that the reason other countries took exception to him is because he was invading them. Yeah, people knew what he was up to long before they fucking long before they, World War II fucking started. Yeah, well, Michelle, what you've stumbled on there is it's not that actually. It's not that unusual, Michelle, when you think about it. I mean, it's it's like this is how there were women at the time who objected to the suffragettes movement. There, it's no different than seeing poor people, or people who are lower middle class, making arguments, against, against the inheritance tax or stuff. I mean, or against taxing rich people. You know, it's quite a common thing. There are there are actual Holocaust deniers. There are several examples of prominent Holocaust deniers who are Jewish. You know, it's always happened. You know. Oh no, you don't need to wrap your head around it. I don't understand it, but I mean, it's just a case of people have been convinced. It's more working class people. Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of working class people who vote Tory, it's because they are convinced that these people, that they're convinced, they're convinced of their own of the position that they've been told, that that there the reason women objected to the suffragette is because they also believed that a woman's place was in the home and a woman's place was doing this, and they bought into that. No, of course they love to cite them, and why wouldn't they? I mean, it would makes perfect sense, doesn't it? I mean, it's makes perfect sense that you would. Why do you think? Why do you think? Anytime there's a I mean, anytime someone who is representative of a minority on the right, do I want to understand it? Well, I mean, just because you understand something does. I mean, I have to. I mean, it's a case of I do understand it. I wouldn't do it myself. I can't. I couldn't do it myself. But I mean, I can see how. I understand why it happens. I have to understand. If I can't. If I don't. If you don't try and figure out how to empathize or understand why people feel the way they do, you can't really, reach them in terms of trying to talk them out of it. So to an extent, I mean, but understanding something doesn't mean you agree with it, or that you sympathize with it. It just means you can understand. You know. I mean, we've all been wrong at some point in our lives, haven't we? We've all had bad ideas. We've all believed things that were stupid. This is no different. There you go then. So if you were talking to a homophobe, you would be able to, on some level, understand. Yeah. You would be able to talk to them on a level that they could, that they could relate to. I mean, people are homophobic for different reasons. I mean, yeah. To be honest, Alex, I think if there's one point where where you can be forgiven for supporting, I think Ron 2012 is when you can be forgiven for supporting Ron Paul. I think any time beyond that is a. Yeah, well, three people's three people, I mean, it's going to take time. I mean, one of the things it's like you look at, I mean, you remember I remember 30 years ago when I mean, you'll find that people become more tolerant and understanding of things of these different groups when ultimately it ends up personally affecting them. And there was a point 30 years ago when barely anybody knew any gay people. Well, they did. They just didn't know that they knew gay people. But now we live in this era. We live in a time now where people have become more tolerant, over time of gay people, or more supportive of gay people, because more people, even people who who live out in the arse end of bloody nowhere, everybody knows a gay person some way or another, and so and the more that sort of comes, the more people get used to that, the more you sort of end up seeing people, I mean, study after study has shown that the people who are the least tolerant of minorities are the people who don't actually live around them. Whereas, the people who are the most tolerant are whereas if you grow up in an area or a part of the country or the world where, you're surrounded by racial and ethnic and cultural diversity, people grow up, well, they don't love gay rights now. They just realize it behooves them to have one or two on their side. Let's not, but at the same time, they fucking, doesn't mean they're tolerant of it. It means they're politically, they're willing to have one or two just because it benefits their image, because they know that if they go look, it's like with, this is why they shoved Milo in the front crew, but even so, look how quickly they binned Milo as soon as they were a bit queasy with the way he was talking. Look at how quickly they fucking kicked him to the curb, you know, over that stuff that, you know, he said about, you know, and it was over that stuff, and it wasn't even the fact that he was caught defending, you know, the act of, you know, adults having sex with children. You know, it wasn't even that, because as you can see from the, you know, example of Roy Moore, you know, they were perfectly fine. The problem was he was defending the wrong type of paedophilia. He was defending gay paedophilia. He was defending men having sex with boys. Whereas when it comes to men having sex with young girls, you know, they're a little bit more, you know, that was the problem. That was the issue with it, you know. I don't know. I know what you meant. Fire moth is okay. These now you've typed it twice, it's going to always autocorrect to Tolkien. I don't know what the Japanese royal family's got to do with that, but fine, fair enough. Okay, them being fascist was not the issue. That, you know, you don't have to be a fascist to have sex with young boys. It's not the not excited by it, but I'm looking forward to it. Should be good. Should be quite good. Mainly because it's on Netflix. That means I get to watch it. I don't know. I don't know what this. I don't know that, Alex. I don't know what the. Most Roman emperors were nutters. Can we not fucking? I mean, you know. I don't think you should. I don't think you should make any judgment on regarding sexuality. I mean, they were fucking lunatics. Cheers. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have a. I don't have a. I'm sorry. Sorry to disappoint you, Alex, but I don't have a great enough understanding of Rome that I could really have a conversation. If you want, you could buy it. Sling us 30 quid, and you can fuck it. I'll post it out to you. Yeah. I could double that. I could also. I've also learned that I can double that up. If I didn't sell it as a Sam Cedar one, you can pretend it's a Louis Theroux portrait. Yeah. But Bernie's not going to win in 2020. Bernie ain't even going to be the. Bernie will make it to the final three, probably, but that'll be it. Yeah, but at the moment there's no. Yeah, but the thing is, mate, Biden is still top of the polls, and what do you want to email me about? Yeah, I think it will come down to Warren and Biden will be the final two, and I'm hoping Warren gets it. Yeah. He's caught up in some places, but I mean, he's still, Yes, but Alex, look at the state of the country now, right? Let's not, this is the thing the left have to stop doing. You have to start realizing that, if it comes down to someone who's not your favorite candidate versus Trump, there's 1,000,001 issues as well. Apart from that, don't get me, And you know what? All of them are a universe better than the cunt you've got now. Yeah, use the iCloud. One, yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying he isn't, Alex. I'm just saying, that that you need to realize you're not in a position to be as fussy as you used to be. Not even a show. No. No, I haven't heard of that channel. Yeah. Well done, Alex. You wouldn't have voted for the Nazis. You want a biscuit? Let's set our standards a bit higher. Go to sleep. Go to sleep if you want. Dude, I'm not staying awake for your benefit. I'm not tired. I've just got sore eyes. What do you mean up so late? Dude, it's 20 to 2 in the morning. God almighty, I'm nearly 40 years old. Can I not stay up late without someone fucking... Would I visit Oman? Who's Oman? Probably not. It's a bit too hot for me. That's the kind of place I'll get the fucking 2 bob bits. Oh, yes, because, Alex, are you honestly going to sit here and defend Trump because he kissed Kim Jong Un's fucking ass? As that's a fucking... That makes him... There wouldn't have been a bloody war. You're not going to have a bloody war. Listen, North Korea, Kim Jong Un, is the population of North Korea might be delusional, but he's not he's not a complete idiot. He knows he'd get fucking annihilated. Credit where it's due. No, not credit where it's due. Anything positive that's come out of Trump has come out of there in spite of himself. It's it's purely luck of the draw. It's not because he had any good intentions. Right? People always focus on one or two. There's a whole range of shit. There's a whole load of issues you've got to take into consideration. That William S. Is that you? Yeah, that's me. How much is that for? before I used it. Before I used the fucking thing. You don't want to say, just fucking say it. No one cares. Thank you very much, by the way. $100 or $200, that'll do. Yeah. Cheers. Why don't you want it? Not I'm complaining. It's just, No, Ben didn't get banned. He probably went to bed after the last stream ended. You've had it for like a year. How do I do that? I'll figure it out. So here's something, because this is something I've been thinking, something I need to do. I think I might do it. When I do that really long live stream, I might try and, because I need to raise some money, because I need to get a mobility scooter, because I need to get something that can get me that I can travel a bit further. It gives me a bit more freedom and access than I can, But you get an half decent one, you're looking at about, $1.5 grand. Pineapple on pizza. Personally, no. Listen, I don't necessarily dislike pineapple on pizza. I just never would order it with pineapple. I would never. It would be my last choice. Well, I was a vegetarian and I never had pineapple on pizza. Hold on. Right, hold on. AQZQ. TG 959594. CJ. No. It says this claim is. It says this code is invalid. Yeah, I've put it in right. Yeah, it says this claim is invalid. No, I'm not vegan. I've never been vegan. Oh, thanks, mate. I mean, dude, just put the if you've got the money, dude, just put it in. You don't have to buy me. Just put it straight in my account. I can probably. It'll be a lot easier to. It'll be much more straightforward that way. But thanks anyway. I appreciate the offer. More of a hamburger. Oh, can't beat a cheese. One of the all-time great inventions of mankind. Cheeseburger. Doesn't make you look like an ass at all. It's not your fault, you know. Yeah. Have I ever had Owen Jones? Why would Owen Jones come into one of my live streams? Dude, I'm struggling to get fucking more than 16 people in a pissing live stream. Why on earth would Owen Jones come in here? Both lefties. Okay, that's not. Listen to what you're saying. $10. Well, I mean, I double checked it, and I definitely didn't. Yeah, I definitely put it in right. You're fascinated by this situation. What situation is this? Have I ever tried weight training? Nope. Well, I mean, I've been to the gym before, but I mean, you can get in a CrossFit. You really don't know me that well, do you, Alex? Maybe, I mean, did you? But maybe I can't claim it because you've already claimed it. File off. Maybe that's a. Have you? If you've have you already claimed it on yours? Because that might be the reason why. It says here, once redeemed, your gift card cannot be transferred to other accounts or used to purchase other gift cards. So if you've already claimed it on your one, you know. Who has a disability? I do. Again, you're new round here, aren't you, Ali? Yeah. A disability in what? That's such a weird way of asking. Yeah, I know you got disabilities. Yeah, he wasn't asking, Bishop. It was. I wasn't talking to you, you egotistical bitch. It was talking. Yeah, a marathon was one day. You can't do. You're not going to do one day of CrossFit, are you? All I had to do for the marathon was get up and walk. Yeah, I could do lots of things, mate. Doesn't mean I'm going to. Apart from anything else, I have to have a desire to want to do something. I have no idea who that is. If I could visit one country, do you know what? I can't. I honestly can't think of one. If I could definitely come back, I'm definitely come back. Right? I'd probably go somewhere like North Korea, because you're never gonna fucking go. You're never gonna go anywhere like that again, are you? As long as I can definitely come back, you know. No, it wouldn't be cool at all. It'd be fucking horrific. Right? It'd be awful. Right? Well, of course, it'd be boring to talk, but at the same time, you know, you'd love to support their economy. Why? What, you think they're going to see any of it? Their population eats grass, for God's sake, you know. Keeps the wheels turning. What do you mean keeps the wheels turning? Just put some money in an envelope and send it to him if you're that. I'm sure there's ways you can donate to him if you're that desperate. But you know, let's not fuck around, Shadow B. You don't need to say you doubt the population would see any of it. They wouldn't. Let's not put doubt. Let's not just put doubt as if there's a sort of chance they might. That they will not see any of it. There are a few certainties in life, but you know, there's at least one of them probably right there. They already have nukes. Yeah, like what? Like 4? I've seen their nuclear program. It's a fucking bottle of Diet Coke and some Mentos. No, they don't need that, Alex. You know, I'm really not keen on your fucking desire to fucking aid and abet the fucking. – . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . You mean even fewer refugees? Well, you have to feel sorry for the motherfucker who's fucking trying to get into North Korea as a refugee. Yeah, I'd love to work in a Serbian Serbian concentration camp. God, that's living the dream. Shadow, I think it's quite obvious at this point Alex is trolling. If he isn't, then he's too mental for me to argue with him. Siberian, you're right. I apologise. Hold on. Don't do Erasure. I'm not slagging Erasure, man. They're a good band. My apologies. I'm getting messages. Bosnia or some shit. What topic do I want to do in my next video? I don't fucking know. So whenever I see Herzegovina, I always think that people are talking about that fucking that woman who did the Wonder Bra adverts. You've never heard of Herzegovina? Yes, that's the real name of the place. Have you replaced the? You started this. You were all knowledgeable about the fucking, about asking me about fucking, Croatian fucking, Croatian fascist Hitler collaborators, and now you've never heard of fucking Bosnia and Herzegovina. You deactivated the live chat. Oh no. Oh well. Sure you'll fucking... I'm sure you'll survive. I'm kind of offended you went into Crowder's live stream whilst I'm on. Yeah. I must say it's kind of tragic that he's invited. I'd have thought Stephen Crowder wouldn't have wasted his time with Gavin McGuinness. He's kind of like, I'm going to go out on a limb, Shadow B, and assume that your question would have gone unanswered. Did I watch Peterson versus Dillahunty? No. I saw one. I saw a couple of clips of it. But I mean, I thought it was kind of interesting because it was kind of weird that, like, because obviously Peterson's got a lot of followers or supporters who are atheist, and it was kind of like interesting just to see them, like, to watch Jordan Peterson make these fucking awful, these awful fucking, these dreadful fucking arguments. Okay, I mean, like you, and for them just to fucking either ignore it or just fucking have to try and make excuses for it, because I mean it's a pretty fucking, the cards are region locked. Yeah, I figured it'd be something like that. It says you can't transfer. It says you can't. It says once you've claimed the card, you can't transfer. Well, I mean, there is a. Well, I mean, the quickest way around it is you tell me how much it is. I tell you what I want you to buy me, and you fucking buy it and send it to me. That's the fucking quick. That's the quickest way. Do I like hentai? Not particularly. Well, I mean, it's not my cup of tea. Fine. You bought a PS2. It's $200. Right. Let me find something I want that's $200. And this is good, because this means I can buy something extravagant. I can, you know. I'll have a look. I'll get back to you. Buy a Slipknot mask for $200. If you want a decent one, you know, it's about how much you got to fucking pay. There aren't that many great Slipknot masks on Amazon, though. If you want a really good one, you got to go on Etsy, but they're really expensive. I will do. How much is a pair of hover shoes on Amazon.com? Bearing in mind, if you're getting them from the American one, then you have to include the cost of post and packaging to send it over. But yeah. Thoughts on corn? Yeah, all right. Yeah. Yeah, but will it be any good? I'm sure you could probably you probably could find a PS2 for £5. Right, you know, but would it be any good? Would it be worth buying? You probably have to fix it, you know. You need to repair your NES. Yeah, Blink 182. I was never too bothered, but I mean they're all right. But I mean, I'm not gonna, yeah, I'm not gonna bust a blood vessel to fucking go and get the new album. I've had too much excitement here. I've had a brand new Slipknot album, a brand new Tool album, and a brand new Taylor Swift album. Yeah. I think I can handle much more excitement than that. Ever listened to Vars? No, never heard of them. I can't play anything, mate, because I'll get fucking. I've already had one stream shut down tonight. What's my favorite? Honestly, I don't really have a favorite genre of music. I like anything really. You know, I like indie rock. I like rock and roll, heavy metal. You know, I like folk music, country music, pop music. You know. Yeah, there's I like almost anything really. I'm too fucking I'm not too if I there's very I don't generally like I've never liked really prog rock or sort of that Scandinavian satanic black metal stuff. That's really it, you know. Those are the two sort of like, but almost anything else, there's like at least a couple of. Yeah, yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, it was. If it was a case of the stream getting, I wouldn't mind doing it if it's a case that the stream would just say like, you know, I could play anything and it would wait until the stream's ended, because I don't give a shit whether or not this stays up or not. Something to do. I mean, nothing to do with playing the guitar or anything. It's just you probably know, Michelle. You're a bit older than me, but it's like, you know, you get to a point. It's like you don't care. You know, when you're young, there's a certain level of like there's music that you like, but you won't admit to in public because it's socially unacceptable for you to like that kind of. I'm nearly 40. I don't fucking give a shit about. I don't care if someone fucking thinks I'm a dork because I like Justin Bieber, or or I like Miley Cyrus, and yes, I will listen to Boyzone and the best of Westlife. I don't give a shit. Yeah. In fact, if you ask me, like you go to, I've got to go to a desert island, like I only take one album, right? I could take the entire back catalogue of Pink Floyd or the best of Boyzone. Give me the best of Boyzone. At least I know all those songs. What's your favourite Beatles album? Probably the best of the Beatles. Boyzone versus S Club. Boyzone still win. Yeah. West Club only had S Club only had one or two. You see, the problem with the 50s. See, I worked in a 50s diner. And you soon realise, how fucking, how absolute shite most of the fucking crap from the 50s was. And also, anyone who wants to moan about music, it all sounds the same to me. I'm like, bollocks. Like, go listen to the fucking 50s. There's multiple songs that literally how many songs use the same bloody chord pattern from the 50s. And you want to talk about problematic bloody lyrics. How many songs from the 50s are effectively some middle-aged geezer singing about some fucking 15-year-old girl? It's you know, R. Kelly would have he wouldn't have needed to. Yeah, he could have been a bit more fucking frank if he'd grown up in the 50s.
With money.
Oh, God.
Every time you pay for something like a flat white or a taxi, you can round it up to the nearest pound and invest the spare change.
Yeah, right, mate, whatever. So if you like folk music, you should listen. This is a band you should listen to Iron and Wine. This is it. I'm going to risk fucking getting the stream shut down. I don't care. Okay, apparently, according to it, there's no fucking. This is a live version, so this shouldn't fucking show up.
Remember me happily by the rose bush, laughing with bruises on my chin. The time when we counted every black car passing your house beneath the hill. And up until someone caught us in the kitchen with maps, a mountain range, a piggy bank, a vision to remove dimension. And please remember me fondly. I heard from someone you're still pretty, and then they went on to say that the pearly gates have such eloquent graffiti, like we'll meet again and fuck the man. Tell my mother not to worry, and angels with their great handshakes, but always done in such a hurry. And please remember me that Halloween, making fools of all the neighbors, of faces painted white by midnight. We'd forgotten one another, and when the morning came, I was ashamed. Only now it seems so silly that season left the world and then returned. And now you're lit up by the city, and please remember me mistakenly in the window of the tallest tower, calling passerby, but much too high to see the empty road at happy hour gleam and resonate, just like the gates around the holy kingdom with words like lost and found. Don't look down in someone's safe temptation, and please remember me as in the dream we had as rug burn babies among the fallen trees, fast asleep beside the lions and the ladies that call you what you like. Even might give a gift for your behavior, a fleeting chance to see a trapeze swing high as any savior, and please remember me, my misery, and how it lost me all I wanted. Those dogs that love the rain, chasing trains, the colored birds above there running in circles round the well, to where it spills on the wall behind St. Peter, so bright on cinder gray and spray paint. Who the hell can see forever? And please remember me seldomly in the car behind the carnival, my hands between your knees. You turned from me and said the trapeze act was wonderful, but never meant to last. The clowns had passed, saw me just come up with anger when it filled with circus dolls. The parking lot, it had an element of danger, and please remember me. Finally, and all my uphill clothing, my dear, and if I make the pearly gates, I'll do my best to make a drawing of God and Lucifer, boy and girl, an angel kissing on the cinder, a monkey and a man, a marching band, all around a frightened trapeze swinger. Na 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 na.
Sorry. Oh, man. Always gets me there, that one. So. That's a guy called, the guy is called Iron and Wine, and that song's called the Trapeze Swinger. It needs to be legal. I mean, we're not going to be able to solve that problem here. There's like five of my all-time favorite songs are by Iron and Wine. Just go somewhere weed is legal. How about just go get some weed?
I feel good, man. In France, we got some Saint Joseph.
There's not enough React videos where React videos always, and I'm guilty of this. It's always people. It's always me watching stuff where I lose my shit. I should just watch a load of videos that always make me cry. Just 30 minutes of me fucking slowly breaking down and losing it, getting upset. It's safer than Jay. Why are you making arguments for as if anyone in this room is debating? You want some bloody, you want some weed? Go get some pissing weed. No one in here cares.
I picked him up from the plane and took him down to Nakatomi Tower to meet with Holly. He came to get her back and to be her man. But Hines and his buddies fucked up the plan, and that's about when everything went sour at the Christmas party. And the terrorists were overzealous, but it was sweet when they killed Alice. And with a little help from Al, John McClane kicked ass. We're gonna die hard. We're gonna die hard. We're gonna die hard. Oh, we're gonna die as hard as we can. Yeah, and no one dies harder than John McClane, even when his wife's stuck on the plane, about to crash into the Potomac River on the eve of Christmas. And urban security kicked him out. But John McClane is just too damn proud, and nothing could have made him not deliver, cause that's his business. And with a lot of planes and gunplay, he blew that plane up on the runway. And with a little help from Al, Holly's plane could land. We're gonna die.
Sorry. See you, Michelle. Take it on. Right, I'm going to wrap it up too. Thanks for coming, folks.